Hello everyone. Now I'm going to explain the poem A Tiger in the Zoo, but before starting the explanation I would like to ask what will happen if we will be in the cage. Same. In this poem, the poet is depicting the picture of natural habitat who is in the zoo. He is full of rage but is quiet in his helplessness because he is confined in the zoo. So let's start the explanation of the poem A Tiger in the Zoo. The poet George Leslie Norris was a prize-winning Welsh poet and short story writer. He was born on 21st May 1921 and died on 6 April. His personal works deal with such themes as his Welsh home, his past, especially the pre-war period, his experiences as a teacher, nature, and the life of the instinct. Theme of the poem is the poet tries to depict the mental condition of a caged tiger. A tiger is better suited to live in its natural habitat rather than living in a zoo. Through this poem, the poet wants to convey a deep message that animals are living things like us and are not an object. We have no right to be rude or cruel with them. We must let them live in their natural home, that is forest. So let's start the explanation of the poem A Tiger in the Zoo. The poem begins with a description of a tiger that is very beautiful and is walking in his little cage. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rings. Stalks, Stalks means follows. Vivid means bright colored. Pads means paws of tiger. Rage means anger. See the first stanza. In this stanza, the poet says that the tiger that is confined in the zoo moves around in the cage under his bright colored skin. He further says that the tiger can take only a few steps because the cage is small and it is not easy to move in it. One cannot hear his footsteps because he has very soft feet like velvet, because of which there is no sound of the tiger's footsteps. The tiger tries to control his anger by quietly walking in the limited area. Why limited area? Because the tiger is in his cage. He is angry. Why he is angry? Because he is not free. See the second stanza. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole where the plump deer pass. Lurking. Lurking means to be hidden as to wait for your prey. In the second stanza, the poet explains that if this tiger was free, he would have hid himself behind the long grass near the water bodies. Why so? So that he could easily catch a deer in order to have it as its food. Basically, the poet wants to say that the actual life of a tiger is to live in jungle where he could catch his prey and eat it, but the tiger in a cage cannot do so. Now third stanza. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. Snarling. Snarling means warning sounds made by animals. Baring. Baring means uncovered. Fangs means sharp tooth of animals. The poet says that if the tiger would have been free, he would have snarled around the houses located at the outskirts of the forest. He would terrorize people. How? With his sharp tooth and claws. This would create fear among the people living in the villages. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. Concrete means building made of bricks, cement, sand and water. Now the poet comes to the reality of the tiger. That is inside the cage, because the tiger is in the cage. He says the tiger is confined. in a strong cell which is made of a strong building material. He further says that as the tiger is behind bars, so his ferociousness is also behind the bars. He just stalks in the cage. He never tries to terrorize the visitors because his power is restricted by the cage. Therefore, he never tries to terrorize the visitors as he cannot attack them. Now the last stanza, listen very carefully. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Patrolling means to guard or to vigil. In this stanza, the poet says that in the night, the tiger hears the sounds of the patrolling cars. Patrolling cars are the vehicle of police which are used to guard at night. So, in the night, the tiger hears the sounds of these cars. He then stares at the shining stars with his shining eyes. The poet wants to say that the tiger is sad and he is confined in the cage. So he cannot do anything. Therefore, he stares at the stars in the night and tries to divert his thoughts towards them. The unique style of the poem attracts the reader, which consists of 5 stanzas. Each is made up of 4 lines, follows simple rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B. The poet has very beautifully and cleverly used 2 distinct settings. In first, the tiger is confined in the zoo. The second setting is that of his natural habitat, which is his real place. The poet has used different rhetorical devices which we will discuss in detail. The tone represents the rage of the tiger as he is in the cage. Now see the poetic devices which have been used by the poet in this poem. First is alliteration. Alliteration is repetition of initial consonant sound in the same line. So examples are, he stalks in vivid stripes, S, S, but he is locked in a concrete cell, C, C. Next is personification. The tiger is personified because the poet refers him as he. Third one is metaphor. Tiger's paws are compared with velvet. Example, pads of velvet. Next poetic device is enjambment. Sentences continuing to next line without any punctuation mark. So examples are sliding through long grass near the water hole. This was in second stanza. In last stanza also, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Next is imagery. Poet tries to create an image about the tiger. When he says he stalks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage. The other poetic device which has been used by the poet is onomatopoeia, using words which denote sound. Example is snarling. Next is repetition. It is the repetition of words or phrases in the same line. See the example. On pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Now see the revision notes. After reading this, the poem will be very clear to you all. This poem contrasts a tiger when it is in its natural habitat and when it is imprisoned in a zoo. On a starry night, the poet sees a tiger in a zoo. The tiger moves slowly up and down in his cage. The tiger is full of rage but is quiet in his helplessness. The poet is moved to pity for the tiger. The poet says that the tiger should have been in the jungle. But sadly, the tiger is locked behind bars in a concrete cell. The tiger does not take any notice of the visitors. The tiger is no longer free to move in his natural habitat. The was very clear to you all. Thank you so much.